uh goes live.
Yeah, it's about to go live in a second. Um,
I see the live.
oh, all
It
right,
reads live.
all righty. All right, go ahead.
Peace, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Moorish Midwest East Educational Network study session. This is the April 16th, 2025, fourth educational session. The sessions are every first and third Wednesday of the month from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Zoom. The Zoom link that you've received and that's been posted on Facebook, various Facebook pages, Abdullah Beige, Youssef,
Yisreal.
Quasi,
Yeah,
Israel, man, Israel, Quasi Quasi Ill's Facebook pages and others. There's a recurrent Zoom link. It's a recurring Zoom link. All right, so we're going to get started. We can move to the title. We got the interesting topic for you today: Moorish Nation and Moorish Movement, an anti Moorish Nation and Moorish Movement, an anti-government lawless movement, or the recovery of lost Moorish sovereignty. So we're going to look at that. There was a report. We'll get into. We'll see the page of the front page of the report after in a few minutes. That's been disseminated to all the police departments. We are the unorganized truth fighting an organized lie. Israel, you want to let people know when this was a comment
it
that
was
was
actually just it was just a post I saw when I was scrolling down my
all right.
Facebook. Yeah. But yeah, I saw that and I had to screenshot this and save it because it makes sense. You know, we are the unorganized truth fighting an organized lie. So what stands out to me in this is unorganized and versus organized. So it's not necessarily the truth or the lie, it's the organized versus unorganized. Meaning when people are organized, they can get things done, no matter if they're standing for the truth or for the lies. So,
Absolutely.
so
That's
yeah,
the point.
yeah,
That's the point.
yeah.
And so this Moorish movement, there's been a lack of organization, lack of working together,
Right.
lack of togetherness. It's more fighting. It's who's better, and who's without trying to outdo each other. We fight each other. We put down each other. We bicker. This is 33 years of observation. This is not 1 month, 2 months, 2 or 3 years. This is 33 years of observation. So what I observed 33 years ago is, and I still observing the same fighting each other, unorganized, uh, and I think a lot, some of that, I'll say some of the um the fighting each other, the has to do with misconceptions. I'm not gonna say some. I'm gonna say some. So there's no
Mhm.
misconceptions and not being grounded in proper concepts of nationality, of of sovereignty, of our pre-existing Moorish sovereignty, of jurisprudence, of constitutional jurisprudence, of due process, of treaty studies, treaty enforcement, of consular relations, diplomatic relations, of history, of culture, of our culture. So there's been, I think, some of that has to be maybe 50%, because you have where if people are at different levels, and where I think that spurs of this infighting. And so I just want to I'm gonna come back to this quote, as we move forward with this presentation. Which I read the
Yep.
next one. I gotta take give water.
All right. So this is the Special Research Reports by ROCIC Publications, accessible to RISS member agencies on the ROCIC Secure Intranet website. Complete listing of ROCIC bulletins, special research reports, users guides, and training conference reports at http rocic.riss.net/publications.htm. So under here we have prescription drug use, unsafe, illegal, and escalating. Moonshine on the rise. ROCIC gang report, 2009. Suicide bombers. Law enforcement preparing for the worst scenario. 287 G Immigration Authority for state and local agencies. Gang prevention programs, law enforcement and community working together. U.S.-Mexican border violence. Get smart with intelligence, led policing. Cargo theft.
You don't have to read the whole list. This is just
All right.
some of the some, as you see
Here,
here,
the
special
international
reports.
the international driver's permit and the myth of the international driver's license. I saw that on that stand out.
Yeah, special report. Yeah, research reports that were. And then, so we're gonna go down to that last, to the
Oh yeah,
bottom
that's box. Yep.
in the box.
Is that big enough?
A little bigger. All right, that's good.
So it's the BJA, Bureau of Justice Assistance, U.S. Department of Justice, 2009, ROCIC. This publication was supported by grant number 2008-RS-CX-K005. Awarded by the Bureau of Justice Assistance, Office of Justice Programs, awarded by the Bureau of Justice Assistance, Office of Justice Programs, U.S. Department of Justice. The Office of Justice Programs also coordinates the activities of the Bureau of Justice Statistics, the National Institute of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency, and the Office for Victims of Crime. This document was prepared under the leadership, guidance, and funding of the Bureau of Justice Assistance, BJA, Office of Justice Programs, U.S. Department of Justice, in collaboration with the Regional Organized Crime Information Center, ROCIC. The opinions, findings, and conclusions are recommendations expressed in this document are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official position or policies of the U.S. Department of Justice. Regional Organized Crime Information Center and ROCIC are protected by copyright laws.
All right, they're not getting off that easy.
Mm-hmm.
We got to think. Let's think, my brothers and sisters. Please think.
The funding,
They're not getting off that. I know what's that last. I know it. I know what the last sentence reads.
Mm-hmm.
I'm challenging them. I'm challenging them. Let's read this last sentence again.
Last two. All right. The opinions, findings, and conclusions
Last
are
two, yes.
recommendations expressed in this document are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official position or policies of the U.S. Department of Justice, Regional Organized Crime Information Center, and ROCIC are protected by copyright laws.
All right, go to where it says disseminated to the police departments. Where's that?
In this
There's, I think one of them read that disseminated to, or
in this
is that
box
to
here
be?
or above?
I think it's on the front page. Front page. Go to the front page.
Oh, on this one. All right.
The bottom.
Yeah. Restricted to law enforcement.
All right,
Yeah.
restricted to law enforcement. There's another one where it says read sovereign citizens is disseminated to law enforcement. It says restricted to law enforcement. So how do they get this report though? So maybe this does not reflect the opinions of. Remember, it's under the funding, leadership, funding, and guidance, but it doesn't. So let's so we're looking at that. Let's go to the front page. Go to the front page. We want to take our time with this. The Moorish nation. Let's look at the title. Let's analyze the title. Moorish nation, sovereign citizen movement. Now, this is funded. This report's funded by under the guidance, leadership, and funding of the United States Justice Department.
Yep.
And it says title: Moorish Nation, Sovereign Citizen Movement. Now, how is sovereign citizen movement defined? Anti-government. So, anti-government movement. Domestic terrorist movement. Moorish Nation, a anti-government movement. Moorish Nation, a domestic terrorist movement. Moorish Nation, a lawless movement. Moorish Nation, a black identity extremist movement. Because they define sovereign citizen movement. They define sovereign citizen. FEI defines sovereign citizen movement. Anti-domestic terrorists, anti-government, lawless, black identity extremists. They're not. This is the move. This is the and they'll have where Moorish Nation. They'll have others where and you'll see here Moorish Movement. So what is this? What is Moorish Nation and what is this Moorish Movement? So let's continue. Here we go here. So Moorish Nation, Sovereign Citizen Movement. This is Pleasant Bay. Pleasant Bay, I know him. I know Pleasant Bay. Brother Pleasant Bay of the Moorish American, I think it's of the Moorish American government, I think he calls it. And he put together this, as he calls a flag, but it's not. But this is coming from Brother Pleasant Bay. I know him personally. I've known him for 30 years. So this is the table of content. Table of contents. Introduction, Moorish Nation. Background of the Moorish Science Temple, MSTA, is the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Sovereign Citizen Movement. paper terrorism, recent MSTA cases, MSTA prison structure, gang or associations, MSTA nationality cards, Prophet Noble Ali, MSTA Constitution, MSTA Establishment and Documents, Moorish Republic Trust, MSTA Republic Trust Protection Tools, Vehicle Conveyance Registration, Moorish Nationality Card and Symbols, Travel Documents, Diplomatic Immunity Documents, MSTA Factions, Terrorist Ties, MSTA Locations, Sources of Information, ROCIC Special Research Reports. The LEOs should use an anonymizer to view MSTA-related and Moorish Nation websites. During research, computer viruses were encountered all these sites.
At these sites, yep.
At these sites, were encountered at these sites by ROCIC Publications Department, copyright ROCIC 2009. There we go. That's it. Dissemination restricted to law enforcement. Dissemination, word dissemination, restricted to law enforcement. All right, here we go. I'm captain. I'm captain of a police force. So I'm captain of the police force. So y'all are, police. And we have our meeting. Roll call. So I've already done the roll call. And I have this report. This report has been on your desk. On your desk is a report that was sent down to me by the Justice Department. As the Justice Department, because the ROCIC is not disseminating it. So the sending down from the Justice Department. Let's review this report. So we got our meeting, and we're reviewing the report. Moorish Nation, a sovereign citizen movement. All right, so they've already set that to Moorish Nation. So that's the title. So remember, this disseminated to all police departments. All right, so what is that right there? They've already set that and disseminated to all the police departments. All right, continue. I just wanted to set this. I want to set the scene. Set the Remember, the claim is they're not responsible. They funded it under the guidance, funding, and leadership, but they're not responsible. They're not responsible for anything that's in the report. The Justice Department is not responsible for anything that's in the report under the guidance, leadership, and funding disseminated to the police department. So it goes to the captain, and they actually are giving the instructions to the police about this lawless movement. This lawless anti-government, domestic terrorists, Black identity extremist movement. I've been in situations, where through traffic stops of people, myself and others, you pull out the Moorish nationality card. They radio sovereign citizen. All right, so you're a cop. You're being radio. You've given this report. You've been schooled about these sovereign citizens. They're lawless. You know what I mean? They think they're above the law. They think they don't have to obey the law. They're anti-government. Your radio, your cop, your radio, sovereign citizen. So now your backups coming are already what? Heated. The backups already coming heated. They're coming 4 or 5 deep. Once this radio sovereign citizen, they're coming 4 or 5 deep. All right. You're by yourself in the car. They radio sovereign citizen. They're coming 4 or 5 deep. Cars. 4 or 5 cars deep. 4 or 5 cars deep. This is serious, my brothers and sisters. The reason why, go back to that quote. This is why we have this quote up here. That's why I want to go back to that quote. The quote that you found, Yisreal. Go back to your quote.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Now, here we go. We are the unorganized truth fighting against an organized lie. We are the unorganized conscious Moors. Conscious Moors. We are the unconscious Moors. Conscious Moors. We are the unorganized truth fighting against an organized lie. Meanwhile, we're who's better, and my stick is bigger than yours, and you see what happens? See what this report's been out since 2009. This particular report, there's others, but this report is Moorish Nation, a sovereign citizen movement report. The other report is sovereign citizen movement. This is Moorish Nation, sovereign citizen movement. Been out since 2009. Disseminated to all police departments. We are conscious Moors, the unorganized truth, fighting against an organized lie. They're organized. We haven't taken this seriously. We haven't. I just don't. This is serious. This is nothing to play with. We will address this. I passed this report out 2017 when I came across it. When I started working with Shem, in fact, Jakeem and we actually did a review of this report in 2009. And we were so busy, but this is going to gain more legs because our outreach is much larger now than it was in 2009. our knowledge, remember 2009, I was just coming, my knowledge base is not as strong as it was as it is now. Our outreach was not as strong. So we're not just doing this out of mere exercise, my brothers and sisters. What's the first? Awareness, education about the report. You organize a committee. You launch a lawsuit. So I'm saying that there's stages to this. We can't let this go unaddressed. We conscious Moors has just been talking about it. Which means, once again, we are the unorganized truth. All right. Why hasn't this been seriously addressed to the point a lawsuit hasn't been launched? Like, why has not that been the case? Why has it been just talk? They call us sovereign citizens. We're not no sovereign
No
citizens.
political unity.
They call us sovereign citizens. Israel. We're not no sovereign. Why just that ain't gonna? Are you crying? That means what? You're crying about it. So what? All right, cry baby. So what? You're crying. That's not gonna do anything. Why is this? Where's this going? Because we are why? Where that come from? We are the unorganized truth, fighting against an organized lie. If we're organized, you don't do the crying.
Right.
That's where I'm coming from. There ain't no crying. They ain't no. They calling us sovereign citizens, and you just talking. That doesn't exist. That does not exist among organized people. Complaining only doesn't exist among organized people. The complaining, the crying about it exists among unorganized people. This is, my brothers and sisters, this is very important dynamic that I'm talking about. Because it's important that those who are listening now, and you'll be listening to the recording. It's important. We want to let y'all know we have a plan. We have an organized body among us. I want that to get across more so than anything else. More so than anything else we present tonight. That we have an organized body with us. And we are going to do something about it. Those who hear this recording, I want that to resonate with them. I was just going to the report. And if you don't have a plan, a structure already in place, organized body, educational structure in place, our just going to the report means nothing. So since we ain't just about meaning nothing, that we're very serious and focused. And I want to thank you, Brother May Ill, for reaching out to me today with that comment and for joining us today. Who's for the first time. We got Brother Tony been joining us for the first. I think Sister Shine's been with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we got another young brother. We got Quasi, young brother. Yisreal, young brother. All right, so It's important that we let the audience know that we have a plan of action. The first step is education. It's just I've had this came across the report in 2007. My outreach, my knowledge base has far outreached where I was in 2007. So we are in a position to do something about this. So we want to educate. We want to do classes like this to like sharing the report. I've sent it out to about 10 different Telegram pages, group pages. I posted it on my Abdullah-based Facebook page with the front page with the link. And y'all do it too. Share it. Also post it. Because that's first, it's education. Let's get the report out. Let's get the report out to thousands of people. Let's get the report out. So let's have where we have a plan of getting the report out to about 10,000 people. And then we'll come up, we'll have, 10,000 people get the report out. They push the report, education about the report. And then, form a committee. We let this go too long. They're intimidating us. You're going to have women that are going to be afraid to be involved in this movement. They know what they're doing, but we're too unorganized to know what they're doing. This is nothing to play with. This is very serious. I go ahead, continue, Yisreal. Because that just going through the report is not going to get it done. I got to let the people know we got a plan of action. I've been doing this for too long. I know this I already know that. You got to have a plan of action. When we read that, Yisreal, we'll read the first paragraph. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Regional Organized Crime Information Center, Special Research Report, Moorish Nation, Sovereign Citizen Movement. This report is intended for informational purposes only and not as a basis for law enforcement action. The Moorish Nation, the Moorish Nation is a collection of sovereign citizen organizations espousing the Islam religion, which emerged from the Moorish Science Temple of America, MSTA, founded in 1913 in the U.S. Adherents believe Adherents believe that African Americans were descended from the Moors and have an inherited birthright to the land.
All right, stop there. So this Moorish Nation is a collection of sovereign citizen organizations. So how they defining it?
Right.
And what the Moorish Nation is? The Moorish Nation, a collection of lawless organizations. The Moorish Nation, a collection of anti-government organizations. Just replace it, because that's how I define. How is sovereign citizen defined? That's what I'm giving you. So I'm giving you the definition that the constructed definition that they've given sovereign citizen. So we got to replace it. Moorish Nation, an anti-government, a collection of anti-government organizations. Moorish Nation, a collection of lawless organizations. Moorish Nation, a collection of Black identity extremist organizations. Moorish Nations, a collection of domestic terrorist organizations. We got to do that. You just can't say sovereign citizen. Go with the fine definition too. Just don't say sovereign citizen. How are they defining sovereign citizen? Domestic terrorists, anti-government, lawless, and when it comes to us, black identity extremists. I continue. I gotta let this resonate with them.
Yeah. So these organizations make up what members refer to as the Moorish Divine and National Movement of the World. Members consider themselves a free people under English common law. By claiming a Moorish nationality, members allegedly claim immunity from federal and state laws. Members of the Moorish nation use this perceived immunity to justify their refusal to pay taxes, buy auto insurance, and defraud banks.
All right, so now there's been conscious Moors who have done some scrupulous actions. But keep in mind, the title report is Moorish Nation, a sovereign citizen movement, not where they just point out, a group of conscious Moors who are maybe doing unscrupulous actions. They're not doing that. They're saying Moorish Nation. So I just want to see in the report, we got to put that on Front Street, Moorish Nation, and this is why the title, we have the title. So we have of the recovery of lost Moorish sovereignty. We have the inherent right of self-determination. The Moorish Nation and Moorish Movement, a movement to move our people from dehumanization to humanization. So who is violating who? A movement to move our people from a dehumanized state to a humanized state. Our people being classified, and the United States has continued the classification of Black, Negro, colored, and African American, and placed that in forms: census, the race and ethnic standards for federal statistics and administrative reporting, applications, job applications, school registration forms. So where that's a violation, that's a human rights violation. I'm saying with our organization, we can do this. So we're giving people insight or even how to even address this. Moorish Nation, a movement, and Moorish Movement, a movement to move our people from a state of dehumanization to humanization. So was that anti-government? Let's look at the human rights violations going on, y'all. Let's look at the human rights violations. Through constructive fraud here, applications. The Office of Managing the Budget that put together the race and ethnic standards for federal statistics and administrative reporting. Hispanic, Pacific Islander, Asian, white, black. So this is human rights violation. Nationality is not Moorish, not a mere identity, because embodied in our nationality is our national consciousness, our pre-existing sovereignty, pre-existing land rights, pre-existing treaty protections, our pre-existing connections to the family of nations, pre-existing culture, philosophy, headdresses, rituals, celebrations, dances, clothing. So black removes that consciousness, strips us of that consciousness and the right. So black is not, it's just knowing enough on how to address this. So this is why we're doing this presentation today. We'll do a part 2. But I said we have to focus that we have a plan of action, though, because just doing the presentation is not good enough. We got to have a plan of action. Just crying that they're calling us sovereign citizens. Unorganized people do that. Those who just complain. They're unorganized. Organized people don't do that. I've been among them. I know I've been among them. They don't just complain. I remember when I was in college, and I was president of the sociology club, and Dr. Weber, more classified as Filipino. At that time, I didn't know that Filipino was named after King Philip. I didn't know that then. So she was the advisor to the sociology club, because you got to have staff member, that's an advisor, to all clubs on campus. So she was the advisor. So I had to report to her, and she oversaw flyers, everything that I did do. We did out different things we had to organize. We had to go through her. She had to sign off on it. And so I would go in her office. I would say twice a week I would have meetings with her, because I say I was president. And she shut that. I remember our first meeting, and I went to the crying thing. Man, she shut that down. She shut that crying, bickering, complaint. She shut it down. And she challenged me. She's to what? Think of a solution. I appreciate that. Because that's not effective. And then you get into that rut. You get into that mode of just complaining and not doing right. We got to come out of that. And you do that, come out of that with education. So we're not just saying come out of that. I mean, come on, We have class. This is a class now. We have classes. Morocco Post Media YouTube page. We have classes, lessons upon lessons. I have books. So we know education is to bring our people out of that complaining. They do that because they lack knowledge of what to do. All right, next. I have to, because just going through the report it's not effective. Just being effective. I gotta, we got to address these matters.
Yeah.
Officers.
All right, yeah. Officers conducting traffic stops may have encountered drivers with Moorish documentation, such as driver's licenses, car registration, passports, and social security cards. Moors attempt to pass these documents as legal U.S. forms of identification. See Moorish Republic Trust, page 9.
Let me address that. Because of the misconceptions that's taught by conscious Moors, the reason why I wanted, I went to address this. Moors attempt to pass these documents as legal U.S. forms of identification. The reason why that sentence exists is because of conscious Moors, like myself. I'm part of that. I'm one of the reasons, I gotta raise my hand, why that sentence exists. The misconception that I taught thousands of people for 25 years. The misconceptions didn't start with me, but I was part of promoting it. That this United States Constitution is the Moorish Constitution. That we, the people of the United States, is the Moors, we the people of the United States, in the preamble to the United States Constitution, denote the Moors. 35 Moors without the United States Constitution. On the back of the Federal Reserve note, what they call the $1 bill, the pyramid is the Great Seal. This government has the Moorish nation has a dual national seal. The obverse pyramid and the reverse, the eagle. The federal government, the United States federal government, is the Moorish government. That's the pyramid. The federal government, that's the Moorish government. That's the pyramid side. I taught this for 25 years to thousands of people. The eagle, it says the Great Seal. The Great Seal under the pyramid. They have purposes the phrase of the United States under the eagle. The eagle, that's the 50 states. The 50 states, that's the eagle. The federal government, that's the pyramid. The word one, it's like a coin. So I would tell people that a coin would be the better representation. We would fold it. See, it's a dual national seal. A dual national seal. In fact, I got a Federal Reserve note with me. Why does that exist? I'm telling you why. We weren't talking recovery or lost Moorish sovereignty. I didn't even know the term until, 4 years ago. Here we go. Y'all see me? See the word one. See, this is how it's a dual, the obverse the reverse, a dual national seal. The federal government, the Moorish federal government, these are the states' government. We the people of the United States. I did this for 25 years, thousands. You know how many times I pulled this out? You know how many times I did this demonstration? We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, that word one, see, a more perfect union. See, union between the Moors and the Europeans. See why that sentence exists? Bringing our people back onto the constitutional fold of government. I'm nationalized. I'm no longer under the 14th Amendment. I'm now under the Constitution. I'm back into the constitutional fold of government. 25, I've taught this thousands of people, 25 years. This misconception. So let's be, I'm gotta keep it real, y'all. Why does that sentence exist? Moore's attempt to pass documents as legal U.S. forms of identification. Conscious Moors aren't saying that. I just told you what conscious Moors are saying, though. I just told you. I just told you the lesson that I taught for 25 years. That's why it's misconstrued, because of the lesson, the misconceptions that I taught for 25 years.
Cause and the effects.
Right. So Moorish nationalization has been associated with the United States Constitution. That Moorish nationalization. I'm protecting the United States Constitution now. See the misconception? We have to continue to address this. All right, we'll go on, because I wanted to. There's certain areas that I'm going to really emphasize here.
This is a Moorish nationality. This is they call the Moorish nationality ID and right to travel card. Moors use many of the same tactics as traditional sovereign citizen groups, from fake automobile documents to filing false liens against public officials, especially law enforcement. The Moorish nation also has a wide prison ministry and is connected to prison and street gangs, such as Black Peace Stone Nation, aka El Rukn, Nation of Islam, 5%ers, and the New Black Panther Party. Many MSTA members converted in prison.
All right, let's stop there. See, so once again,
yeah,
Moorish nation, a sovereign citizen movement. Now, go back to that paragraph, Yisreal. Now, that's not a negative act. Because why? That's not a negative act, because we're moving our people from a state of dehumanization.
yeah.
That's not a lawless act. That's not anti-government. That's not domestic terrorism. Teaching our people, as we're doing right now in this moment, that they're Moors and not black, Negro, colored, as black, white, red, brown, and yellow, of the violation of human rights. Let's go back to 1625, 1684. Francois Bonner and his new division of the earth. new division of the earth, classifying the human family with non-nationality, non-national identity, non-biological, non-consanguineous, non-genealogical, non-ancestral, non-pedigree, non-parentage, non-inheritance, non-genetic words as black, white, red, brown, and yellow. That continued with Carl Linnaeus and his Systema Naturae from 1713 to 1732 with 13 editions. Continue with Johann Friedrich Blumenbach with his natural variety that he put out in 1795. The same classifications, he's the one. Johann Friedrich Blumenbach is the one that constructed the meaning of the modern meaning that you see on applications today. Caucasian/white. That came from him. That's like, you see it today on your jobs, registration forms, Caucasian/white. Let's go to 1795. Let's point that to 1795, Caucasian/white. He constructed that definition of Caucasian and associated with white. He did that. His name is Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, a German anthropologist. He's the reason why you see an application Caucasian/white. Come on, my brothers, my and sisters. We got this. We got this. We're moving our people from the state of generational mass dehumanization and denationalization to what? The state of mass humanization. Bringing them back into what? The human family. That's anti-government. That's domestic terrorists. That's lawlessness. Lawlessness not what? Lawlessness is not for generations continuing. Come on, United States. Continuing with the France. No, United States, you did not initiate it. No, you didn't. The United States, you did not initiate the dehumanization. I know too much to say that. United States, you did not initiate the dehumanization. You did not. So I'm not charging you for initiating. You've maintained it. France, the Code Noir of 1724, France, Code Noir, applied in the French, in the Louisiana territory. Black codes. The Code Noir of 1685, the French applied in the Caribbean. United States continued in Louisiana purchase, United States buying Louisiana, 1803, territorial sovereignty, acquisition of territory, acquisition of nationality, subjugation and cession. United States continued. The states adopted the French Code Noir, and all the states adopted the French Code Noir in 1865. So the United States continued the dehumanization. Asiento de Negro, the Treaty of Utrecht, in 1713, and the Asiento de Negro, the Spanish crown, Asiente de Negro, Negro. So the Spanish classifying us as Negro. Negro. The British classifying us using the English word black. United States has maintained it. But there is where the human family through Francois Bernier, 1685. So we the Moorish movement, the Moorish nation, and Moorish movement is to remove our people from that dehumanized, that generational, mass dehumanized state to what? Our humanized state, reversed the negative condition, social, political condition. So we're making it very clear. I continue, Yisreal. We got to empower our people with knowledge.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't doing nothing. No, I'm not making this up. Whenever I make statements, my brothers and sisters, I'm not making them up. Israel I put Terrence on right now. When I make statements, I'm not exaggerating. I don't make things up. Y'all not doing anything. There's conscious Moors. Terrence will tell you. I'll put Terrence back on right now. He'll tell you. Conscious Moors who have put in our chat. We've gone Facebook Live and all that. Y'all not doing nothing. All y'all doing is teaching. I'll put Terrence on right now. Y'all not, they will call right now. Conscious Moors will say right now, what I'm doing is nothing. Right now, what I'm doing now, right now, I'm not doing nothing. Abdullah, you're not doing nothing. All you're doing is teaching. I'll put Terrence on right now. So I'm not doing nothing. Which means what? They've devalued education. They've devalued education. And you guess what? You know how many groups have taken on these lessons. Nobody was talking statehood and all that. Even though they got it, they ain't got it all right. But the fact that they're now talking that's through our education and lessons. Look what Yisreal did on Wednesday, on Monday. And he'll be doing that next Wednesday. I can go on. Quasi, Amanda, DuPont, Stern, Sirius, Bacola, Louisa. I go on and on. El Fatah. I go on and on. On and on. But we're not doing nothing. All we're doing is teaching. And I'm not exaggerating. I got to bring those points out. All right, continue, Yisreal. Since I'm not doing anything, but teaching.
Yeah. So many MSTA members converted in prison can gain possession of Moorish documentation, including weapons permits upon release. Selling false legal documents and committing large-scale financial fraud is the principal source of income for the Moorish nation. According to the Anti-Defamation League, an organization dedicated in part to fighting extremism. Members do not often engage in violent confrontation with law enforcement, preferring to work through paper terrorism, a term referring to the act of filing bogus legal actions against government officials.
All right, keep in mind they're saying Moorish nation, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. there are conscious Moors who have done that. There are conscious Moors who have sold packages. Yes. But remember, they're saying Moorish nation, though. They're not saying a group or some or of the. They're saying Moorish nation. They're not saying, you know, a group. Those some people who call themselves Moors or whatever, but they're saying Moorish nation. Look at how it's read. So that's what that would put everybody under that. That's everyone claim to be Moors. You see the danger? See why I'm pointing this out? We just can't just read through this. We got to analyze. It says, is that the principal source of income for the Moorish nation? Not, you know, a handful or a group. They say Moorish nation. Continue.
Background of the MSTA. The Moorish Science Temple of America is a religious organization founded in 1913 in New Jersey by Islamic prophet Noble Drew Ali. Drew Ali proclaimed that ex-slaves are descendants of the ancient Moors and need to reclaim a Moorish nationality.
Mm-hmm.
He pushed for his followers to return to their Islamic background as a means of delivering themselves from racial oppression. However, after the death of Drew Ali, the group split into separate factions during the 1930s and 1940s through numerous power struggles. The sovereign citizen ideology and tactics were adopted by the Moors with an African-American spinoff during the resurgence of the sovereign citizen movement in the 1990s, according to the Anti-Defamation League. Several Moorish civic organizations have petitioned for recognition as a member nation of the United Nations. They base their claim for nationality on two treaties: the Moroccan/American Friendship Treaty of 1408, which protected Moors as citizens of Morocco, and the Louisiana Purchase Treaty, 13 states supposedly given to the Moors at the conclusion of the Spanish-American War.
All right, let's analyze that. All right.
That's all.
Yeah. All right. Our Moorish sovereignty is not based on any treaty. Sovereignty, let's see, my brothers and sisters, you're learning tonight. No sovereignty is based on any treaty. Our Moorish sovereignty is not based on any treaty. All right, so you're saying our Moorish sovereignty is based on a treaty with France or a treaty with England or a treaty with Germany. Our Moorish sovereignty, Chinese sovereignty, is based on a treaty with France and England and Germany. French sovereignty is based on treaties. German sovereignty is based on, let me do it this way. German sovereignty is based on treaties. Burkinabe sovereignty is based on treaties. Irish sovereignty is based on treaties. Japanese sovereignty is based on treaties. See it? Don't understand law. There's conscious Moors who say that, though. The one who did this report did not make this up. So that's all right. Hear me out. I got to be truthful. I can't just. I'm not doing that. I'm being. Because I know the deal. He did not make this up. There's conscious Moors who have a misunderstanding of sovereignty. there's conscious Moors who make this claim that they base this claim. Our claim ain't based on no treaties. Our Moorish sovereignty claim is not based on treaties. To negotiate a treaty, you got to be what? In what position? To negotiate a treaty, you got to be in what position?
Sovereign position.
The treaty don't make you sovereign.
Yeah.
The treaty does not make a nation state sovereign. Hold on. Several Moorish. Now he's not making this. This is not made up. This conscious Moors don't have this. This conscious Moors who have this misunderstanding. So let's be clear. So I'm glad. Thank you, Yisreal. Several Moorish civic organizations have petitioned for recognition as a member nation of the United Nations. They base their claim for nationality, hold on, oh, my bad. It says nationality. Oh, man, I must, I got it back. They based their, what?
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
nationality claim is not based on any treaties. Our nationality's claim, the Chinese nationality claim is based on treaty with France. The Burkinabe nationality claim based on a treaty with Russia. Like they don't but I'm saying this is not made up. There's conscious who have this misunderstanding. So we don't need education. Oh, that's right. I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is teaching. We don't need education. You don't need something. You don't need somebody like me to teach you. Shem Malachi Bey or King El Bey or Yisreal or Quasi. Like, why serious? Y'all don't need, like, we're nothing? Like, we ain't doing nothing? The study and research, Yisreal's working, I working on the book. I've sat down with King Al Bey countless hours, putting together lessons. Yisreal Bey, 15 months. Shem Malachi Bey, countless hours. We had over 100 students in our first class. Spent months putting together curriculum. I spent years of research, Moors and Masonry, Masonic Compton Square, Moors and Masonry Part 2, but we're not doing anything. Because all we're doing is teaching. That's a slap in the face. I continue, Yisreal.
MSTA also still exists as the original religious organization in several states, including Virginia, North Carolina, Louisiana, Washington, D.C., and Georgia. It has also experienced growth through its prison ministries and, by extension, gang activity. The sovereign citizen movement. The sovereign citizen movement evolved from the ideology that at one point America was governed by English common law, in which every citizen was sovereign and independent from the authority of federal and state governments. The anti-government movement holds that no level of government, including law enforcement, has jurisdiction over sovereign citizens.
Anti-government movement.
Mm-hmm. Sovereign citizens are notorious for engaging in a variety of schemes involving money, false identification documents, and the courts, scams that land them in and court scams that land them in criminal trouble with remarkable regularity. Southern Poverty Law Center, splcenter.org. These sovereign citizens believe that before the enactment of the 14th Amendment, which guaranteed citizenship to ex-slaves, no one was considered a citizen of the U.S. except residents of federal territories. According to the ISIS Aboriginal Moors, the government tricked people into becoming citizens through contracts, i.e. social security cards, driver's licenses, car registrations, birth certificates, and zip codes, among others.
All right, that's false. Let me correct that. That's false. So
Mhm.
yeah, you already knew I'm going. That's false.
Yep.
Let's clean this up. You have an international law known a core principle, an international law known as territorial sovereignty. Our land is under continued discovery, European discovery, conquest, subjugation, and colonization that has never ended. That French territorial sovereignty was transferred to the United States in 1803 through the Louisiana Purchase Treaty. The core principle, so that one of the elements of territorial sovereignty is that the ceded state, in this case, the secession state, United States, now would have control over the territory as well as the inhabitants. And the condition of that control would be based if it's by treaty, in the Louisiana Purchase Treaty, the French king negotiating with the United States that the French subjects would be citizens of the United States protected on the United States Constitution. That is written in the Louisiana Purchase Treaty. So if the conditions of the inhabitants is not in the treaty, then it will be up to the United States to determine the condition. That's an element of territorial sovereignty. And then so when the condition is determined, that is known as acquisition of nationality through subjugation and cession. The 14th Amendment, the language is territorial sovereignty language, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Born in the United States did not apply that only applied to the offsprings. But in 1867, when it was being drafted, because we were living. So we wouldn't be born in. It was subjugated to. The 14th Amendment did not make us subjugated to. We were already subjugated. That's why they put it in there. No document made, nothing you sign, no birth certificate, no social security card, nothing, no driver license, nothing we sign. We were already subjected to the jurisdiction. United States acquired territorial sovereignty from France, territorial sovereignty from England, territorial sovereignty from Spain, territorial sovereignty from the United States of Mexico. And it's on that, nothing you signed. That's meaning we were subjected under them. And it continue and transfer through when it's called territorial sovereignty transfer. That's an element. So the United States now has control over the territory by what? Through treaty. Though there's a transfer of territorial sovereignty. So United States applied the territorial sovereignty principle in the 14th Amendment and put subject to the jurisdiction thereof because we were already subject to the jurisdiction thereof. The born in would apply to our offsprings, meaning 1867, 1868. Now you have a child. You have a child in 1869, born in. Child in 1870. 1875, born in. See? So they covered both. They cover what? Subjected to those who were living, born into what? The future generation.
Wow, I never knew that.
Come on, my brothers and sisters.
Wow.
It's nothing we signed. It's nothing we signed.
All
All right, hear me out. Come on.
Thank you, Professor.
Let's talk Hawaii. 1893, what they signed? What did they sign in 1893? What did the native people of Hawaii sign to be citizens of? What documents did the native people of Hawaii sign in 18 to become citizens of the United States? What document did in 1893? Nothing. It's called subjugation. The United States invaded Hawaii in 1893, put their queen under house arrest. That is called subjugation in international law. Subjugation creates a new title. She didn't sign anything. It's through acquisition of territory under international law, conquest, annexation, subjugation, discovery on the acquisition of territory, international law, on the law of war and international law of war, loss of sovereignty, annexation, discovery, conquest, colonization, change of sovereignty and its effects on the inhabitants and the inhabitants, acquisition of nationality through subjugation and cession. So in this case, with the native people of Hawaii, acquisition of nationality through subjugation. We got to under international law. But of course, we're not doing anything. All we're doing is teaching. You see the value of teach education?
Yep.
I can tell you that we're not doing anything. All we're doing is teaching.
This calls self-expressed sovereign citizens to resist every form of governmental authority, including law enforcement. Paper terrorism. The concept of paper terrorism was invented during the anti-government movement by self-proclaimed watchdog groups as a tactic to evade a law or regulation and to intimidate or retaliate against public officials. The term refers to the act of filing phony legal actions against law enforcement officers, local governments, members of the judiciary, and other citizens. Members of the Moorish nation use anti-government interpretations of the Constitution to claim they have no legal obligation to pay taxes and therefore refuse to do so. Inevitably, this has led to conflicts and even lawsuits against IRS agents.
All right, once again, that goes back to my teachings for 25 years and others who have taught what that demonstrated, this dual national seal, we the people of the United States, that's the Moors, 35 Moors at the United States Constitutional Convention, bring our people back into the Constitution for Moorish nationalization, bring our people back into the Constitution for the government. That's whole, that ties to that misunderstanding. Education does matter because the miseducation by conscious Moors is why we've done these different acts and why we have not advanced this. We working to advance this with proper understanding, proper teachings. And I was part of the misconceptions and misteachings for 25 years. I think thousands of people. I'm not exaggerating. I say thousands, yes. I was part of that. I didn't do it intentionally, but I did it. So I got it. If I'm going to talk about those other conscious Moors, I got to always talk about myself. I'm not doing it now. This is I'm going to my 7th year. I've taught proper concepts, but I've got to still remind the audience that I was part of that misconception and teaching it. It's been 6 years that I have not been part of that. And I've been criticized. I don't care though. I don't care about being criticized, my brothers and sisters. I don't. Like you can't really like I'm supposed to care about that. Like that's gonna what does that mean to me? All right, continue, Yisreal. I'm
To
gonna call you
express
Yusuf.
their
I called you Yusuf 3 times a day. I'm like,
yeah. All right. So to express their dissatisfaction, the Moors may file false liens against any and all levels of government, according to a special report by the Militia Watchdog, a website presenting research on right-wing extremism. They claim that the purposes of these liens are to protect their person and property, as well as to repair damages and establish peace in the U.S. Although most liens will be found invalid, the people they are filed against will have to attend court and pay fees. This strategy of filing false liens is intended to intimidate, harass, and coerce public officials, particularly law enforcement, serve as revenge against public officials, work to slow down the judicial system in order to make it less effective. More than
yeah,
half the states in the
there's been conscious Moors who've done that. The liens, yeah.
Yeah. More than half the states in the U.S. have no effective legislation to criminalize the filing of common law liens, and they are difficult to remove. Strategies to deal with false liens include court orders, civil suits, and criminal prosecution. However, creating legislation that criminalizes the filing of false liens is difficult, as the sovereign citizens who developed the idea were extremely adept at finding loopholes in laws and the legal system itself. Recent case involving the Moors. Washington, D.C. on February 13th, 2009. Adna Gorham Bey, aka the Sultana of the United States Moorish American Nation, was sentenced to 15 months in prison for conspiracy to defraud the government. Gorham Bey was previously convicted to 96 months for obtaining $400,000 from depositing, withdrawing, and cashing counterfeit money orders. Gorham Bey committed similar crimes in Alexandria, Virginia, District of Columbia, and Prince George County, Maryland, among others.
Yeah.
Winston-Salem, New York, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. On March 5th, 2008, Deneen Knuckles L. Bay, filed a $3 million lawsuit against the IRS, accusing the IRS of theft, fraud, and extortion. Previously, the IRS had filed a federal tax lien against her after she did not pay her income taxes. Knuckles described herself in court as part of the Washita Naga Moors of the North Carolina Republic, descendants from pre-Columbian blacks, and as such, she was not liable for income tax. Her claim was dismissed. Putnam County, Georgia. In 2004, Dwight York, Nubian Moor and black supremacist leader, was sentenced to 135 years in prison on 4 counts of racketeering and 6 child molestation charges. At his pretrial hearing, he told authorities that it would cost them $500,000 to use his name during the proceedings. York had converted to Islam while he was in a New York prison for rape and resisting arrest. He took ideas from the Moorish nation to start the Nubian Moor group upon his release. York moved to Putnam County, where he spent $1 million to acquire a 473-acre farm he claimed as a sovereign nation and made into an Egyptian theme park. The group was continually investigated by authorities for arson, harboring criminal fugitives, welfare fraud, and possessing illegal weapons. Syracuse, New York, on May 28, 2009, Ramos the First Bey was operating a Jaguar automobile without using a seatbelt. An officer tried to issue Bey a ticket, but he refused to give the officer his license. Authorities quoted Bey as saying, "I am a Moorish national. Your laws do not apply to me, and your courts are nothing." Bey said he would not go to court for the tickets because of the unlikelihood of Bey attending court. Officers placed him under arrest. Asbury Park, New Jersey. In 2005, Lee S. Crudup, aka Nature L. Bey, filed a federal lawsuit with the Moorish Nation, accusing the Asbury Park NJPD of kidnapping him and depriving him of his property after he was arrested for not registering or insuring his car. His legal arguments included the claim that Moorish Americans constitute a separate nationality and are not subject to U.S. law. So this is Adna Gorham Bey, self-appointed Sultana of the United States Moorish American Nation. So it's just a recap.
Yeah, right. You read that already. Let's go back to Nature L. Bey. It says that something not the Moors aren't all right. See, that's all right. Let's look at this again. His legal documents included the claim that Moorish American constitute a separate nationality, are not subject to U.S. law. So I guess so. The United States Constitution is not the United States law.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. It's the my bad. That's the Moorish Constitution. Oh, that's the Moorish Constitution. That's right. It's the Moorish Constitution, and we the people of the United States. That's the Moors, and the Moors are the founding fathers, and 35 Moors at the Constitutional Convention. That's right. So that's not United States law. My bad. Oh, that's right. That's not United States law. That's Moorish law. The United States, you see that? You see what I taught my brothers and sisters? I just got to let you know that that's where I was for 25 years. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Most of my adult life. Trapped in misconception most of my adult life. And taught it. I must say it's liberating. You gotta understand how I feel. I mean, I don't know if y'all can. It's like kind of hard for y'all to relate to me because it was 25 years for me. That's most of my adult life. and I taught thousands of people. So you gotta understand how liberating to come out of the misconceptions that not taught by Europeans, by conscious Moors. Europeans do not teach those misconceptions. Those misconceptions. I said European, yes, European. I'm talking about those particular misconceptions. Yeah, be clear. Because yes, Europeans teach misconceptions like yes. I'm talking about those. Ain't no Europeans teaching that 35 Moors with that United States Constitution. Ain't no Europeans have taught that we the people of the United States are the Moors. There's no European, through national civil, no Europeans have taught that. Talking about those misconceptions. All right, continue, Yisreal. We got 10 more minutes. We're gonna end at 9, so we got end at 9. So we got about let's take some questions. Let's end now. We're gonna end there and let's fill some questions because we want to end at 9. Because Terrence has, we don't, that's the 7 and 9. That's what we'll go with. We'll go past that. Any questions? Criticism? Comments? Questions, comments, criticism. Questions, comments, criticism. And I got that from the criticism I got from Bailey, the one who was Professor Burton's student and eventually became a teacher. He actually taught the etymology class, my first etymology class, and Professor Burton sat in. So he always asked any questions. That's why I got that. I got the criticism from him. Any questions, comments, and he put criticism. So that's where I got that from.
All right. So
Brother,
go ahead.
brother, what as far as the timeline is concerned, what are the aspirations in terms of being able to bring it home?
So about a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have a timeline right now. We're in the educational phase. We're in the educational phase with this class tonight. We want to. I sent you have. We also want. We're going to push the this video. I want to do this on Moorish Monday, not on a Moorish Monday, not Moorish Monday coming. I'm going to do this on a future Moorish Monday. We're going to do it on a Bandelace platform. I'll do it on also not next Wednesday. Wednesday about the other platforms. So I'll do this on several platforms. I'll reach out to Red Pill to see if I can do it on his platform as well. So that's one. Also, we continue to push the report. I'll continue to repost the report with the link, the first cover with the link. Y'all can share it as well. Continue to push it through Telegram pages. So phase 1, and I'll with Ra, we'll get that back to you with that in a couple weeks as far as that timeline. So we have phases. So education phase and push the report out, and then phase 2 with and moving into establishing a committee. And I already have an idea of those who'll be on the committee. Will be those who've been with with me for a while that can assist. All right, so on the committee, and then that's so what do so I do have as far as linguistics, as far as logistics, I do have that how to do that. All right. So we're going to have to do a set of timeline too. Yes. And so just give me about a couple weeks for that. All right, as far as that timeline. But right now we're in the education, the awareness, education and awareness phase of this.
I have a question
Yes.
for you, for Abdullah. Shalom, I'm Shine.
Shine, please, sister.
Peace. I hear you a lot. I am I'm Yisreal's consort, so I always hear y'all on the phone, and I hear with like some
All
of
right, all right.
the and so
Awesome,
like
awesome.
I hear you say so much that you were teaching the wrong misconceptions, the wrong
Yeah.
concepts, and
Mm.
what piece of information like did you get that turned it all around for you that made you realize you were teaching the wrong concepts?
Shir Malachi Bey. He was and I've known him for 20 years, but I had never worked with him. I had never worked with him in the past. I knew he was highly educated, knowledgeable, sharp, because I would, bump into him every now and then. And I remember 6 years ago, uh, this month, he had, I had a conversation with him 2 hours outside his mother's house, and then that really clicked, and he was the one that he put a heavy emphasis on treaty studies. It was treaty studies, constellations, and it was that focus, and gave us looking at the Society versus New Haven was the first treaty case. Society versus New Haven was that Society versus New Haven for 1843, and also the 1783 definitive peace treaty between Great Britain and United States, because that case is based on that treaty and other treaties, and I kept reading the treaty and reading the Society versus New Haven, and that my knowledge base grew, and reading the history that led up to the Article 6 of the United States Constitution, the treaty supremacy clause. And so it was that focus study, because my study was Moorish and Masonry Part 1, Moorish power, Moorish treaties, but as far as I I remember 33 years ago, I I would ask the question. I had wondered, you know, are the colony charters still in effect? I always wondered that for years, that the colony charter is still in effect. Colony charters, and being able to find that, that the states, Article 1 of the 1783 Definitive Peace Treaty, where His Britannic Majesty relinquished United States viz. All 13 a name, where New York State assumes rights under the Duke of York's charter. South Carolina State assumes rights under the South Carolina Colony Charter. I've claimed to that understanding, and also finding cases, where Society versus New Haven, where the Society of the Propagated Faith, of the Gospel of the Propagated Faith versus New Haven, where the defense attorney for New Haven made the claim that the Revolutionary War removed all personal rights, pre-revolutionary rights, and that was not the case. That the Society of the Propagated Faith was chartered by the Crown, the British Crown, and so that's a personal right. So the Revolutionary War did not remove that personal right. So I became with that it was that case, really reading it and analyzing that case. And I said, whoa, looking at the treaty and the 1783 Definitive Peace Treaty between Great Britain and the United States, and finding Ware versus Hilton, 1796. Then looking at other treaty enforcements and international law, and it was just my knowledge base of constellations and extraterritoriality, it grew. It was that. Is that direction, of study and focus, and studying with Shem Malachi Bey, and putting that for our Moorish recovery of our lost Moorish sovereignty. That was the focus, that direction. And just getting a political, a clearer understanding of nationality, the political application of nationality. So that grew. That's what did it for me. Thank you for the question.
No problem. Because now that you mentioned the treaties, we were speaking, Yisreal and I were speaking about it. I think it was yesterday, and I like history and stuff is like it just I failed. Okay, history. I failed.
Oh, you're going to pass now because you know you and your husband and I are working on a book. You know that, so you're going to pass now.
I know, but I like didn't realize how you said the treaty is still active today. I didn't pay attention to like I'm hearing y'all like speak on treaties, and I'm thinking it's a thing of the past. And so yesterday he said, "Did they ever end it?" And I was like, "I don't know." Well, no, I guess not. So yeah, that's all I had though.
Because that's what they're making a claim on. They're making a claim on today. All right, so you have you showed the connection. She's clear on the connection. So we'll continue, and we've done that. Look at what we did on March 17th. Also on this platform too. You go to the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Go to the Magnets, Crystals, Pyramids YouTube page. You know, so where we've actually done presentations on our book, upcoming book.
Yeah, I'm following the page.
Yes, send that. She needs to look at March 17th. Show her what we did on March 17th.
Was that Wednesday?
That was no. March 17th, Moorish Monday. March 17th. Not this past Monday, March 17th. Senator Israel. Monday, March 17th.
Yeah, she has.
I have it.
All right, well, look at that. look at that.
Okay.
Tomorrow, as soon as you can. All right.
All right.
Because we make it very clear because we go clear. We actually give international law principles in explaining.
Okay.
All right. Are you welcome? All right, my brothers and sisters. I want to thank y'all for riding with us. All right. I'm going to we'll review this lesson and we'll, to see how we can make it more effective. But I didn't want to just go through the entire report without raising certain points. It's important that we do that and then also make it clear that we do have a plan of action, that we're putting forth a plan of action. All right. And we're going to tie it into all that we're doing, We're tied into all that we're doing. We're very busy, but I know if I just couldn't bring forth this report without letting people know we got a plan of action. Our outreach is growing, and I want to, Brother Mayel, I thank you, brother. We're here for you, brother. Welcome. We're here for you. So all this have been with us for a while. Tony, you're new.
Islam, bro.
Give me some information about yourself.
I came into the go ahead.
Go ahead. Yes. Mm-hmm.
No, I came. I learned. Came into the movement about 3 years ago, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. The civics of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here. I'm with the uplifting. I want to uplift where I'm at here in Trenton, New Jersey. I have a few.
You're in Trenton. I worked in Trenton.
Okay.
The Greater Trenton Community Health Center, Mental Health Center. Is it still there? That was a long 33 years ago.
I don't know. Remember, maybe.
Yeah, right. It was near forget what street. It was near the State House. Not too far from the state
It was
building.
downtown. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
downtown.
downtown. Yeah, downtown. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm all for uplifting, you know, the community, and also I'm still learning. I'm on a learning curve, trying to learn more and teach. You know, I got a few brothers that's in the community that I, you know, try to coach, teach also. So
All right, take my
I'm here
number.
for the support. I'm here for the support.
Good, good. Take my number down. And
Okay.
text me.
What
Let me
is
know
your
when
number?
you're ready. 215
215.
300
Okay.
5471.
54.
Text me your name so I can
Okay.
lock
I
it in.
text
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I
You text
text
me
you
right now.
for
Mhm.
sure. Okay.
Yep. So that's we'll work with that, and we can eventually set something up where I come to Trenton.
Okay. And that's what I want. And that's what I
Yeah,
need.
I'll come to. Yeah, I'll come. Yeah, man. I'm in Philly, so
Okay.
I
Right
haven't
next
been to
door.
Trenton. Yeah, I haven't been to Trenton in a while, but I used to go every 5 days a week because I said I worked there. I worked there for a couple years. All right. So thank you all. Appreciate your support. This video be. I think we what are we live? Are we streamed? Are we live on YouTube, Israel?
Yeah, we're still on there. Yep.
All right, so we live on YouTube. Yep.
And
So it's
hopefully it holds a recording. So I don't know
Taz is
about the.
back. Hey,
I've been
my
here the
man.
whole time.
All right.
Yeah.
I just said, Taz, I'll pay Taz for right now.
I was here. I'll let
pay
you do
Taz
let you
for
do
right
your thing.
now. Shoot.
All right. But you wasn't lying though. People
Mhm.
did you know,
Mhm.
I mean people took the information and ran with it. People took the information and said that we wasn't doing anything. People
Yeah.
they did
I
all
told you.
types of stuff. Yeah, so that was no exaggeration. People took it. In fact, people literally took the information, taught other people. We wound up catching up with the people that learned the information from someone else, told us that we wasn't crap because this other person got
Told
it.
you.
Oh, I mean, oh man, it's a mess. So
Yep.
yeah, it was no exaggeration. But yeah, so hopefully this is my first time actually trying the live on YouTube. Hopefully it holds the recording. But if not, I'll Yisreal hit the record button. I heard it. So if it didn't hold a recording, I'll post it up.
All right, that's good. I'm glad you did try it. Yeah, that's great. So we got people who can watch it live,
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
good. All right,
Yep.
that's part of the expansion. So,
Yep.
yeah, I'm gonna guess that's we can keep that going, T. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that way we can have
I'll see how it did,
Yep.
after we hang up. All right.
Yep.
Peace,
So
everyone.
yeah, so we're gonna Israel, you wanna close whoever Terrence is one of y'all closes out?
It's y'all's turn, brothers.
All right. Yeah. Thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out, participating, watching, learning, Yeah. We will be what is it? The next one is
Wednesday
next
at the
class.
next week. Yeah, go ahead. Wednesday
The
of
next
next week,
next
right?
more. Yeah, that's for the New York
Yeah, New York. Yeah.
the New York stream, and then the next Moorish Midwest educational network class
30th. On the
will
30th.
be it would be Wednesday. It will be May 7th.
Oh. So we skip
Every first and third Wednesday.
Oh yes.
Yeah, every first and third. Yeah,
First and
every
third
first and
Wednesday of the
third.
month.
Yeah. Every first and
Saturday,
third.
May 7th.
May
Said May
7th.
Islam.
Yep.
Islam.
May 7th.
Brother Yisreal, when you gonna put this class up? I like this.
So when am I gonna
Tim-
put what?
Yeah, when will this be available to re-listen to it again? Because Abdullah, you
It
went
should-
in. Good job, brother Abdullah.
Thank you.
Good
It might
job,
be
brother.
available now because it's
It should
on
be
it's
ready.
stream. It's on not streamed, but it's on
Okay.
Yeah, it's being
it's live.
streamed live, so it should be
It's
Yeah.
live.
available now.
And
Yeah,
I
it's
shared it
live
on
on
Facebook as well.
Just make
Moroccan
sure you
Post.
share with me on Facebook so I can play it again tomorrow morning. That's all.
Oh
Just
no,
share
we
Yeah, I
it.
got
shared.
you. I'll make sure you got. I got you. We got you. We got you.
Thank you.
Obadiah. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. All right, my brother. Stern, you got a question? Let's clap. You're clapping. You clap. I see it. You're clapping. All right. Thank you. Peace, everyone.
All right, peace.
Respect.
Peace.
And love.
Thank you.
Stop this. Come on.
So recording stopped. So I don't.
Delete.
Yeah, I don't see where it says to stop it on YouTube or anything. But let's see.
We'll just end it.
Yeah, I guess I don't have any controls. You full host right now.
All right. I'm trying to get out of this.
So go to the more. Go to where it says more and see what it says about streaming. I don't know if it's on your side or my side.